What's going on? It's Brother Jay, and I'm back again with another thought day, man. And my thought day is called Relationship Epidemic backslash Pandemic. That means basically, in a nutshell, that, relationship is in a shortage, which is an epidemic. But the pandemic means that people are encouraging singlehood out of one mouth and regretting it out the other mouth. Okay? So let me get to the point. The meat and potatoes, okay? So you have a lot of people online today, especially single people above 35, that's having the nerve to say shit like, oh, I was single on purpose. Oh, you never settle, you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Can we get a little reality check, okay? When you settle for someone, that means that your options are so low that you have no choice but to date this person over here because there's no other better options. That's called settling. But what all these girl bosses are doing is that they're choosing to be obnoxious. They have the nerve to say that you have to basically force me out of my masculinity to become feminine again. Wait a minute. In case my brain is not messing with me, that's a crime. When you force a lady to do something against her will because she wants to be masculine, so you need to step up and talk to her and over-dominate her with your masculinity, that's basically like emotional rape. I mean, are you actually listening to this shit? You know what I'm saying? Again, I use urban dialect a lot of times, but doesn't mean I'm lacking when it comes to at least common sense or basic common knowledge. I'm not saying I have the highest level or higher avenue of knowledge. No, not saying that. But for me to live my life comfortably, common sense works in my favor because you're using common behavior thought patterns, which means if I treat you as a decent person, you're supposed to treat me as a decent person. This fucking Cheyenne Bryant broad, alleged doctor, you know what I'm saying, have the nerve to say that if I'm damaged and been abused in my past and stuff like that, and I went through all these turmoils and tragedies and all like this, if you cannot accept me, who I am, you don't deserve me. Now, if you listen to that long enough, you'll see how much that don't make sense. Because if you play on the flip mode, and the guy is saying, well, this is me, and you need to accept me how I am, she gonna be like, fuck no. So you say to her, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? There's a middle ground here. You got fucked up shit. I got fucked up shit. Let's come together and see if we can negotiate. If we can, then deuces. But there's no way I'm going to sit up here and deal with a woman who has all these truckload of problems. And I got, a Cadillac of problems too. And she's tripping on me on my Cadillac problems, but want me to tolerate her truckload of problems. Are you kidding me? This don't make sense if you listen to it out loud. And see, that's why I love debating against feminists, because see, feminists keep this divide going. Now, statistics are saying, there's a lot of ladies are saying, if you ain't paying attention on the internet, you know what I'm saying, they're just like, you're saying, it's a half and half, you know what I'm saying, but mostly I'll say like maybe 60% to maybe 70 saying, why ain't men talking to women no more? Why ain't men doing this no more? Why ain't men like they used to be? Because you ain't what you used to be. You asking for a traditional guy, but you were a modern woman. That's never going to work. That will never work. So that's why this relationship is in a epidemic and a pandemic at the same time, because people don't want to surrender. You know what I'm saying? You know, women started this bullshit, you know what I'm saying, with the feminist movement and Me Too movement and all these other groups that came out, you know what I'm saying, from the alphabet letters and stuff like that, also with the same breath, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They ain't created, but they was in the background cheerleading. Like, yeah, girl, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this woman don't think she's doing nothing wrong because she got cheerleaders cheering her on. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, if someone is convincing you to go against what you believe, like how they calling ladies now, you know what I'm saying? These feminists and all these other groups are calling ladies that are doing traditional shit pick me's. Oh, girl, you're a pick me. Wait a minute. Don't you want to be picked? That's a stupid saying if I ever heard one. Why in the flying, crawling, or sneaky fuck do you not want to be picked? I would never want a man to marry me. Never. I don't want to be picked. What, you the bad news bears and shit? You know, that makes no sense. For one. For two, and the major part of this is this. You know what I'm saying? See, when you have a decent structured household, you get to see how the dynamic works. Now, you might disagree on how your parents are making this work, but it works for them. And at least you see something that works. Most ladies are working off shit that don't work. You know what I'm saying? And have nerve to believe that, oh, I can sit up here and make a family work, even though my mom didn't make it work. I believe I can make it work. And if I can't make it work, at least I'll create a child or other children and teach them that you can still make it work, even though I didn't make it work and your grandmother didn't make it work. You somehow miraculously can make this work. Get the fuck out of here. Children learn from example. They learn from seeing shit. You know what I'm saying? If my child watched me and I'm sitting here barbecuing and I burnt my hand on the fucking grill, you know what I'm saying? They gonna learn like, ooh, don't do that shit because you burn up like daddy did. You know what I'm saying? Children learn from observation. If the child do not see a strong, logical man in the household making logical sense, you know what I'm saying, to an impulsive woman, you will see how that dynamic works out. You know what I'm saying? Now, this Cheyenne Bryant broad had the nerve to say, you know what I'm saying, that she froze her eggs. That lets you know that even she knows. I can't give up the crown, bro. I can't give up being a girl boss, nigga. So I need to freeze my fucking eggs. You know what I'm saying? So now I need to go to a sperm donor facility to match that with my eggs and hope that I can facilitate, you know what I'm saying, and create a child. What she don't realize is she's 40, what? 43 years old, 42, something like that. Your body don't work like when it was younger. So it doesn't mean that you're going to have that kid. You know what I'm saying? You're doing intravenous things and stuff like that. Doesn't mean it'll be successful. And she said she froze it when she was like 30 something, like 35 or something like that. You got eggs on froze mode for 5 years with freshly now done sperm that's not frozen. And you think you successfully carry full term with the whole, internal changes and mood swings and body shifts and all like this, and you think that you really gonna carry full term like a younger lady did? Some people are delusional, bro. So let me say this in conclusion. I'm trying to keep this realistic and I'm trying to keep it manneristic, you know what I'm saying? But these people are delusional today. They out one part of their mouth, they're saying we don't need men. But out the other part of their mouth, they're saying, yeah, we do need men. But then when they're in relationships, they have the nerve to say that, I want you to tolerate all this bullshit of me because, you're supposed to be a protector and provider. But her job is a nurturer. If she can't nurture herself, how in the flying fuck is she going to nurture you? When you have a nurturing spirit, that means you already came in term with yourself of who you are. So that's how come you able to nurture other people, because you was able to nurture yourself first. You can't be called a nurturer. You know what I'm saying? If you don't nurture yourself. So how, and these ladies are saying that if a man is not doing his duty as a protector and provider, you know what I'm saying? But she's not viewed as neglectful because she's not being a provider. Well, I meant to say nurturer. That's what I meant to say. If you're not being what you're supposed to be, how can you shit on the person that's not being what they're supposed to be? That don't make no sense. You can't shit on somebody for not doing their job if you're not doing your job. If you're doing your job, then you stay on your job. If you meet foul dudes, you dump them. You get rid of them until you meet a dude that's on his job. But you can't sit here and say like, I'm saying, no, I'm saying I'm a nurturer, but as soon as you disagree with me in any kind of way, I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to throw shit across the room. I'm going to tear up your clothes. I'm going to puncture your tires. And that's not nurturing behavior. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like, dick envy behavior. Like you want to be a man even though you know you're not a man. That's what it sounds like to me. But either way, I might come part 2 with this one, but for right now, I'm going to let it go. All right? Deuces.